Hey guys, it's Rafa, and welcome back to the Honeybee Chronicles podcast. Today I am podcasting with my dear co-host, Miss Olivia. She took over my chair that I had set up all nice and cute. I had a candle burning in the background that you probably can't see, or you kind of can maybe. I tried to be a little bit bougie, and she ruined it. But that's what cats do, right? So you can find me on. I'm so out of practice. This is a podcast about knitting and other crafty things, sometimes crochet, sometimes dyeing yarn, actually often dyeing yarn, all that kind of fun stuff. I'm coming to you from Arizona where it is hot as hell. He's not in here. I promise. Marco, her brother, she hates him. And he is outside presently, or he's in the garage presently. He loves roaming around in there. So I have him there so that he doesn't fight with her. But she thinks because I'm talking that he's here. But anyway, so this, like I was saying, this is a podcast about mostly knitting and other crafts. I'm coming to you from Arizona. What else? You can tell I'm really out of practice. You can find me on Instagram at Honeybee Chronicles. I also have a podcast group on Ravelry. So if you guys want to go on there, I'm thinking about starting a knit along, so that's where all that information would be and all that fun stuff, but we'll get more into that as the video progresses. So yeah, it's been a long time. It wasn't planned on being as long as it was, but like, I feel like with podcasting, once you get out of the habit for a little while, it's hard to get yourself back into it, and it's hard to like, I don't even know how to say it, like to jump back in. So a week turned into 2, turned into 3, turned into 3 months. I'll get more into where I've been and what's been going on in the interim towards the end of the podcast, I think. I think that makes the most amount of sense. But yeah, I think that's all the administrata, as Katie from Inside Number 23 would say. I think that's all I have to go over for that part. So I think we should jump into some finished objects. So I will preface this by saying I have a lot of things to talk about. I went through and scanned my last podcast. I feel really weird watching it. I'm sure I'm not the only one who feels weird watching themselves. But I went in to watch it and kind of figure out what I had shown, what I haven't shown. So this is in no chronological order, really. But I'll start with this. So I am wearing the So Faded sweater. This is a new pattern. Oh, what am I getting? Nothing, okay. This is a new pattern by Andrea Mowry. It is knit out of a lot of different colors. I actually have all of them, I think, in here. So we'll talk a little bit about it. It is a top-down raglan style sweater. I blocked the neckline way too low. I don't know how to fix it. If someone can tell me how, I would appreciate it. You can leave that like in the comments or on like in a DM on Ravelry. I'd really appreciate it. Or Instagram. Oh, my Ravelry name, I forgot to say that, is Rafa Peterson, if anyone wants to add me. RAFAPETERSON. I'll pop it on the screen if I remember. Yeah, if you guys want to add me, we can definitely be friends on there. So I'll show you the yarns that I used. I'll show you top down because that's how you knit it. So the first one I used was Monet. I have this much left. It is sock yarn by it is Hedgehog Fibers. The colorway is Monet and their sock yarn base, which is a very thin 75-25, I believe. 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. From there, I faded into Fly, which is the same exact base by Hedgehog Fibers. I actually bought this one when I was in Japan. So I faded into that, and that is not as much as it should have been. I was really excited to put the next color in, and then the next color didn't work as well as I thought it would in the project. No, like, shade to the yarn or anything. It just didn't work for what I wanted. But it is this color. This is Pinwheel by the Lemonade Shop. So this color is very pretty, and then like socks it would be really pretty, but I think the stripes just kind of messed with me. And then it faded into this color, which I can't remember what it's called, but it's another Hedgehog Fibers. I think it's Boombox, I want to say. Yes, it's Boombox. I love this color. I wish I would have done more of it. And then the last color that I used was Genie, also by Hedgehog Fibers. So this pattern was really, really easy to knit. I finished mine. I test knit it for Miss Andrea. I test knit it in... Oh, that's going to annoy me. Huh, there. Live your life. I test knit it in less than a month, and I actually had to restart twice because I was stupid and didn't pay attention to the directions right. But super quick to knit, super easy. A mountain of stockinette, but... By the way, my friend Sabrina gave me this cup, and it is perfect. And I'm drinking David's Tea coffee cake. The podcaster in me said, you need tea. The Arizonan in me said, what the hell are you doing? But the podcaster won. Since it's already in the 90s outside, which is lovely. So, anyway, what was I saying? Super easy to knit, super fun. I will probably knit another one in the semi-near future. I don't know when exactly, but I will probably knit another one. But I love it. I just need to figure out how to block this so it's not quite as low. And I did it in a really large size, which I really prefer. I like it very oversized and slouchy, so like I can wear like this to work, which I'm not going to wear it anytime soon because I'm already boiling, which I'm going to take it off really quick. But yeah, so that was a finished object that I did. I finished this one mid-April, I think. I can kind of see it better. So finished that. Let's see. I'll go with most recently, just because I just finished it last night. I was up until 1 in the morning trying to finish this stupid thing. It's not stupid. I actually really love it. This is... It's on... Like, I'm literally blocking it right now, so it's still wet. But this is the Tree Climber hat by Jessica Gore, also known as the Sweater Collective on Instagram and on Ravelry. Actually, she's known as Jessica Gore on Ravelry, I'm pretty sure. But her designs are the Sweater Collective. This is a cabled hat. You can see it has 2 different cables, and then it has like little twists going up the sides. Loved knitting this. I knit it in a couple of days. I would have knit it quicker had I been knitting a little more. I'll talk a little bit about that later. But beautiful hat. She's coming out with this hat and a cowl in the semi-near future, I think. So, 100% recommend it. And the next project I'm going to show you guys, this is actually, oh, I should probably say, you can tell I'm really out of practice. This was, this yarn I dyed myself. I have another skein of it that I'm considering putting into my shop if I ever update my shop again. This is a MCN, a Merino Cashmere Nylon base. It's a DK weight. The color doesn't really have a name. I think I'm going to call it Olay, because it reminds me of Cafe Olay. And I will show you guys, if I can not knock everything over. This is the skein that I have. So it's a very variegated / tonal neutral. There's a lot of gray, some brown. I love it. I think it is so cozy looking. And you guys know I love my color. But this is just a nice change of pace. And I dyed this and made the hat with the thought of Noah. So it's his birthday present. His birthday is in a couple of weeks. So that's for him. He already knows. It's already his. I'm kind of weird when it comes to presents. I'll say that where are you going? Okay, back to sleep. I'm weird because when I have a present done or when I buy it for someone, I just want to give it to them. I don't think I should have to wait until their birthday or until Christmas or whatever it is, whatever occasion it is. If I think about the person or if I buy it or I make it, whatever, and it's done, I just give it to them. That's just how I work. Because it's not about, like, the holiday. It's about the sentiment behind it in my mind. So, anyway, tell me if that's just me. That's weird. Does stuff like that. So I have that one. Second most recent project that I've completed was this. And this is a DK weight brioche bandana cowl. I'll show you guys kind of how it looks on. Oh, don't mess with my hair. I still have to go to work after all this, so that's why I'm like, I don't want to look too much of a mess. So this is the bandana cowl. I love it. if it's cold, you can do this, which maybe when I go to Japan in October, yes, we're going back to Japan. Noah's going this time, actually. Maybe it'll be cold enough to wear. But I love how it came out. It's by... I don't want to butcher her name, so I'll put it on the screen. But definitely recommend this pattern. Super easy to knit. It was quick for being brioche. I love brioche. I love how it feels. I'll talk a little bit about the yarns. The first yarn that you see, there we go, the variegated, like, speckly yarn, Noah actually dyed for me, and he called it Colors of the Wind, I believe. Either Colors of the Wind or Arabian Nights. I can't. No. I'll put it on the screen if I remember what it's actually called, but Noah dyed it for me. Actually, he dyed it as, like, an experiment, and I wanted it, so I made him give it to me. And it's on a Stellina DK base. My glitter DK, if you will. I love it. And then the blue is Hedgehog Fibers Petrol. It's also DK weight. I wasn't sure how I felt about the two colors, if I'm being honest, when I first started. Noah kind of helped me pick the colors. I knew I wanted to use his yarn, but then I couldn't figure out what to do as the base. I had thought of a turquoise and then a couple of other colors, but after, like, actually knitting it and finishing it, I'm very happy with what I went with, because it's just a good contrast. And it's like, it's a good color combination when they blend, like, from far away. So I did that. I love it. I knit it over a couple of weeks. Finished that. Let's see. The rest of this isn't really in chronological order. I apologize. So I knit these socks. So recently I've been doing a lot of test knitting for Jessica Gore. And I want to do, and I want you guys to kind of give me your opinions. I want to host, like, a Gore along, is what I'm going to call it. Basically, for a period of time, you can knit any of Jessica Gore's patterns. I don't know what the price will be yet. I'll figure that all out. If there's interest there. If there's not, that's fine. Just let me know. We can set up, like, a chatter thread and a finished objects thread in Ravelry. But these are apparently they're a free pattern. They're the architecture socks, I believe is what they're called. I knit them short, but you can see, and I don't have my sock blockers on me, there's a really pretty triangle motif in pearl. And then on the sides, there's a broken seed stitch and a 1x1 cabling. Super cute. They have a heel flap and gusset, which is not my favorite. I prefer the Fish Lips Kiss heel because it's just easier on my feet, I think. But I love how it looks. This is Lemonade Shop yarn. I don't know the colorway name. I think it obviously has rainbows in it. I love the yarn, but I've worn the socks twice, and it's already felting a little, which I don't know how I feel about that, but I guess it is what it is. I'll still wear them. But yeah, I loved knitting these. They were fun to knit. They were easy. A stitch dropped. I just saw. I'll have to fix that later, not right now. So yeah, I knit those. And then the next two, which are my last two knitted finished objects to show. You can hear Belle in the background. They were both shown in the last podcast as works in progress, and I've since finished. One of them I finished a really, really long time ago. Actually, both of them I finished a long time ago. Hey, girls. Hi. Hi. What's up? Come here. Here, come here. Pop up. The two dogs are in here now. Come here. Come here, honey. No. Hey, Belly girl. They're right in front of me like, give me attention. And now Bella's coming in front. Annie's showing up. Here, you guys can see Miss Annie. She's saying, hi, Belly girl. Hi, hi. Come here. Come here right here. I can't fit you on my lap. You're too big. Yeah, hi, Annie girl. These are the babies. Obviously, if I close the door, they'd all freak out, including Libs, and she's already comfortable. It's just this big old mess. Welcome to my life with animals. So, the next finished object that I'm going to show is the Cozy Schlanket. This was a pattern by Mina Phillip. It was a mystery knit-along that I actually did finish in time, which is weird. Huge. It's way past my wingspan. You can see. I knit it out of all Hedgehog Fibers Merino Aran weight. So I'll tell you the colors. Actually, no, I won't tell you the colors because I don't know what this one's called. But I'll tell you the other ones. This is Fly, which is the same color that's in the So Faded. This is Egg Yolk, I believe. The yellow. This is Heyday, and I have no idea what this one's called. The orange that I did the bind off in. It's so big. I wore it in Seattle for the first time, and it was so warm, so comfortable, easy to wear, huge. Like I'm telling you, big. But I like it. I love the colors. It's just so fun and vibrant, and why not? And there's a picture I posted on Instagram where I have like an umbrella in my hand, and then I'm wearing this. It's just like one of my favorite pictures because it was just fun. So I finished this. This was a super fun knit. Very, very easy. Very quick. I was sad when it was over, if I'm being honest, which is weird because I don't usually get sad at the end of a project. But this one I was like, I don't want it to be done. Is it blocked perfect? No. But do I still love it? Yes. This will also be going to Japan in October. Which, yes, is like 5 months away, but oh well. So, love it. It's too hot to wear, though, right now. Like I said, it's already in the 90s outside. Not this very moment, it's probably in like the 80s, but still, it's warm. And then, the last finished object that I have to show you guys is the consulate hat, or constellate, I can't remember how you pronounce it, but it's the hat by Hunter Hammerstein? Something. You guys know who I'm talking about. I confirm that she is a lady. I love following her Instagram feed. She posts very inspiring pictures of her projects, and you want to knit all of them. This is still the only one I've knit, but I loved it. Noah was obsessed with this one. I actually dyed yarn that I'll show you guys in a second if I remember. To make him one in a DK weight, because I will probably never make it again in fingering because it took so long. But I love this. I love the texture. It's a very squishy fabric. It's made with... It's like a very basic stitch pattern, and then there's like a pull through, and that's how you get that like heart shape almost. I don't even know what else to describe it as. And this was knit out of hedgehog fibers, and I believe the Skinny Dip colorway, which I love. This is such a perfect color for me, since turquoise is like my favorite color. So that was my last finished object. Let me show you if I can reach it. Ugh. This was the yarn I dyed to make Noah a hat in. And I have an extra skein that I can also put in the shop if anyone's interested. It's called Special Request, because he requested it. It's coming off a lot more turquoise in the camera than it is. It's very, very green. Even the parts that look turquoise, they're like a very deep emerald green. This is again on a sparkle DK base. I also, and this isn't plugging my shop since it's not really open right now, I don't have anything in it, but I'll still show you. I have this, which I never post on Instagram. I never took pictures of it. This was meant as like a Valentine's Day / Easter color. It was going to be called Be My Sweet Tart. I don't know why I never posted it. I think I honestly, like the business side of things, I'm not a big fan of. It's too much work. It's not even that it's too much work. It's so humbling, like too humbling, because like especially like if your shop isn't popular, if people don't like it, it makes you feel some type of way. So I think that's why I really like refrained from it. But I loved how this color came out. It was a very big test in my my ability to hold back a little because it's all pastel-y, which I'm very much not good at. I'm very good at like rich, deep, saturated colors. But I love how this came out. I have a few of them. If anyone wants them, I have on that, and I believe I also somewhere have it on a like a sparkle base. So I guess from here we will go into works in progress. After I take a sip of my tea that is like leaking or something. I don't even know what's going on. Is it this thing? Is the cup leaking? This is my favorite tea in the entire world. And I drink a lot of teas. So, let's see. Okay. Works in progress. One is MIA. I don't know where it is, and I need to finish the stupid thing because I was doing a pair, and I may have talked about this last episode. I don't remember. I was doing a pair of like vanilla self-striping socks with the shady sock or the shady yarn, the yarn that I spent that whole episode kind of talking about, the rant. But I don't know what I did with it. But I was working on it, and I was doing the fish lips kiss heel. My brain does not work all the time. I just didn't understand how I was supposed to do it, and then so I just stopped. And then I was like, I can't handle it, so I like left it there. I need to come back to it in the semi-near future and just finish the frickin' heels and then do a couple of rows of ribbing. If nothing else, just so they're off the needles. But I have another pair of socks that I haven't touched in a while. My sock mojo went away. I think that's normal. It comes and goes. I think I'm going to rip these out and start over with a different pattern. I'm not a fan of how it came out. I think that's why I just stopped. I love the yarn. So this is... Hold on. It's all wrapped up. I literally haven't... I honestly probably have not pulled these out in like 2 months? Maybe a little bit longer. Also, any other finished or any other works in progress that were in a previous episode that you haven't seen is literally sitting in the exact same state it's been in. Like that one sweater that I can't even remember the name of, that I was working on that was in that gray Madeline Tosh, still sitting there. I've not had the urgency to touch it. So these are the socks. They're in the House Cup colorway, which is a reference to Harry Potter. It's all the different house colorways. Team Ravenclaw. I was doing a upside down version of the Hermione's Everyday sock, and it really wasn't what I wanted for the yarn, so I think I'm going to pull back. Mina Phillip just released a new, she released a new pattern for her, on her New York Sock Club, and that one looked promising. It has like eyelets, so it has texture, so it's not just a boring stockinette stitch, because I get really bored of just knit. But she has a toe up version, first of all, and it like is fitting for self-striping, so I may just rip back all the way and just start over. We'll see. I don't know yet. I don't know how I feel about it yet. As soon as my emotions let me know, I'll let you guys know. So yeah, this is living in my I Heart You bag. I love her bags so much, and she's my friend on Instagram, and I enabled her to make a purchase of a stitch or a progress keeper that I'm obsessed with. That if I had it in front of me, I would show it to you guys. It's a unicorn cupcake by Jiggles and Beans, I believe. I'll put their information down below if I remember, or at least like on the screen. So it's living in this bag, which I love, and I put it in here so it would get finished, but it hasn't yet. I think as soon as I fall out of love with something, I'm just like done with it, and I need to get over that. I don't need to get over that. I need to like realize that and just get it off my needles. Like just frog it if I'm not happy with it, because there's no point. All it does is just waste time and resources in my mind. And that's on a sport weight, I should say. So it's a little bit thicker, so it's quicker, but I just haven't finished it. So I have those 2 projects, and then I have a couple more. I'll show this one. This one was like my absolute obsession for a good like 2 weeks or so, and then it might have been even a little bit longer, and then the So Faded test came, and I was like, oh, I have to do that. So this is... see. I'll just show it to you. This is the by Hoki Locatelli. It wouldn't come out. This is by Hoki Locatelli, and this is her Rhapsody in Cables sweater. It's a pullover, which I need to stop doing pullovers because I prefer cardigans. I don't ever knit them. Let me see how to show this thing. Okay, here we go. So this is Rhapsody in Cables. You can see the cables going down, and there's like a little like lace section. Some may say that this is too feminine for me. I don't give a shit. I'm gonna wear it. So I'm gonna stand up so you can kind of see it better, hopefully. You can see the little lace detailing, and then the like zigzags and the straight up cables, and then down the actual sleeves, it's all cable-y. And so one sleeve is done. And how it's worked is really interesting. So you work from the center out this way. You build up the... so you work this part forward. And then you work the back of the neck, this part, until they're basically even, and then you connect them, and then you start decreasing the actual cable and increasing for the sleeves. So that's where this like triangle shape comes from. And then from here, you build down your sleeve. And then you pick up all the stitches that you had over here, and you start coming this way, and you do the exact same thing. You pick up the stitches on this side, and you go this way too. So this is on that neckband thing. And I'm starting the triangle. You can kind of see it. I picked this up I think it was last week or the week before for a little while. I need to be in the right mood for it because it's a very, like, thought. Like, you have to think about it when you're working on it. It's not mindless at all. It is kind of intuitive, but it's more one of those things where you just have to trust the process, and specifically trust Hoki that she knows what she's talking about, because she does. And this is being knit on my absolute positively favorite yarn I've ever worked with. I've never understood why people say that, oh, that yarn is a like, it's a pleasure to work with. I've always been like, yeah, yarn's nice, and like, I love the colors of stuff, but you know, like, that's pretty much it. But this one, guys, oh my god, where is my... I have one that I can show you. I have a few. Hey. Okay. This is the yarn. It is my hand-dyed yarn, which is not why I'm saying it's my favorite. I just love the base. It is a merino, yak, and silk base. It's so soft. It has a sheen to it, but not overly metallic looking. So it's not overly quote-unquote feminine. I don't care if it was feminine either, because if I like something, I like something, and that's what matters. I don't have a name for this colorway. I'm going to have a few extra skeins if anyone wants them to go into the shop. I can put them there once I'm done. My goal is to finish this before Japan too, finish the sweater, which means I need to work on it pretty soon so it's not too hot. I'm honestly not that far away from finishing this part, and then I need to do the sleeve, I need to do the back, connect the sides, and then do the hems, which won't take that long. I just need to get back into it. But this, like I was saying, I think it's something with Dr. Pepper. A Dr. Pepper reference is what it's going to be, because it's what the color reminds me of. But I love this. And it has like a slight halo, but it still shows the cabling really well. It's amazing. I think I want to bring, if there's ever a demand for my shop, which I don't know that there will be, and that's okay. But if there ever is, I think I want to make this one of my permanent bases. It will be more expensive because it costs me significantly more. But it is so nice that it's worth it in my mind. And this is like a splurge item. I think that's what I'd actually call it, is my splurge base. It's a DK weight. So, like, a sweater will knit up pretty quick with it. Guys, I wish you guys could feel it. It is heavenly. And this, when I dyed it, it actually got some variegation, even though I really didn't mean for it to be so. You can kind of see it in there. You can see some of the... there we go. You can see some of the gray. I love it. And I love how that looks on the actual sweater. It just gives it some dimension. One of Noah's, I think, cousin... She just said that it looked like bacon. I didn't like that. My mom didn't like it either. But I disagree. And so I'm like, it's fine. I like it anyway. But, my God, I love this yarn so much. So, let me know if that's something you guys would be interested in. I actually dyed, and I don't know where I put them. I dyed a bunch of, like, mini skeins to see how it would be on different colors. So I could pick which color I wanted to make my sweater out of. And I decided on this because of that beanie that I showed you guys last episode, which since a certain someone got a hold of and ripped the beautiful pom-pom off of, which is very sad. And if I can ever figure out how to replace that pom-pom, I will. But, yes. So I'm going to pause the video because I'm almost at where it's going to cut me off anyway, and I will restart. Give me just a second. Okay, I'm back. Whew. You can't see so good. I actually got like a paper towel because that cup was annoying me. So, works in progress. So we went over, hey Belle, we went over the Rhapsody and cables, we went over the socks. So I have one more that I've been kind of working on, kind of in between if I'm going to continue. I like using up the yarn, so it feels kind of good. But is it something that I would ever wear? No. Honestly, probably not. But it's still been fun, and it is the Marled Magic sock mystery knit along that's already done. It's been done for a long time, but I was busy when it came out, so I didn't work on it. blah, blah, blah. And this is, I didn't even finish clue 1. This is literally just the first section, and I need to remember where I was in terms of, like, how far, but this is mine. The majority of it is on my own hand-dyed yarn. It's just so fun to look at. That's the thing about it, is that I can't even hate it, and it's so easy, and it's just chill, but I'm not sure if I'm going to continue it or finish it. I'll probably finish this clue and then cut the yarn so I can have this turquoise yarn, because I really want to, I think I really want to do an Excuse Me shawl. After seeing Kristen of Volenvine and Yarngasm podcast, after seeing hers, I'm like, oh, that looks so fun. But this is, it reminds me of like the Northern Lights, honestly, the colors, because the base is a really dark teal. It's on an MCN single. It's from, I believe, Madeline Tosh. And so it has that like deepness, but then it has like a bunch of bright colors on it. It's so fun. If I do continue this, even if I don't, I have a bunch of yarn that I've either used or that I've like have meant to use, or that I made and then I started a project, didn't finish it. Like this one, I never used for anything prior, but it is a yak base, and it reminds me kind of my I'll Be Your Galaxy colorway, but with less pink. But I have a little bit of that in there. I have some Volenvine. I can't remember what the colorway is. I have Snatch on Fiber, of course. I have this blue that I dyed forever ago. It was on a podcast, I'm sure. It was going to be for the Periscoping Sisters Mystery Knit Along, like, not this current one, but the one before, that I didn't end up liking that much, unfortunately. So I'm working on that kind of. I haven't touched it in a while. I started it when I was working on the So Faded, and I just needed to do something else. I needed to knit on something else. I've become a very monogamous knitter for the most part, but there's times where I just get so bored of what I'm working on. It's just it becomes almost monotonous, and I don't knit for production. I knit for fun. And so it was just like when I need a change, I just find the change and do it. So I started that. But honestly, the Excuse Me shawl is just calling to me like bad. So I'm probably going to cast that on maybe today, maybe tomorrow, maybe one of these days. I work a weird shift now, and I'll talk about that more towards the end of the podcast, but I have a really large gap of time in the morning before I have to go to work, and it's really nice because I'm getting a lot more crafting done, I've noticed. Speaking of crafting, I've picked up a new craft, which is probably the worst thing I could have done for myself, but I did. I have, for a while, been obsessed with this company's, how do I say it? With this company's projects, and have been considering doing one, but I've been overwhelmed, and it just seemed like too many different things that I don't know. And finally, once I finished the So Faded sweater, actually the next day I went to Hobby Lobby, and I got like the basic stuff so I could try it. And I have been cross-stitching, and I have, in that time, which was like 2 weeks ago, no, it was longer. It was the weekend of Easter, so like that, on Good Friday, I think, is when I went to Hobby Lobby. I have ordered so much stuff for it, of course, because that's how I work. I don't know if you guys watch Amber from the Yarn Hoarder podcast, which I'm sure a lot of you do, but she has this like wall art, this like little like sticker thing behind her. It's not a sticker, but it's like a canvas that says like, I craft, therefore I hoard. Me, 100% me. I find a craft that I'm like slightly interested in. I'm like, oh my god, I need everything related to it possible so I can learn how to do it, so I can be the best at it. Not even the best at it, but so I can feel like I did good work at it. It's stupid, I know. But so I've started now 3 different cross-stitch projects. Each of them have been for a different reason why I've stopped. The first one was the one that I'm actually most obsessed with, and I didn't bring it, and I probably should have, but I'm not going to. But it is actually, I am going to go grab it. Talk amongst yourselves. Okay, I'm back. So, ooh, the lighting is bad. Let me see. No. I almost feel like I need to like put up like a white piece of paper to see if that helps balance the white. That work? A little bit better, maybe, hopefully. Okay, so the back is atrocious. There's still a needle sticking out of it. The reason why I stopped wasn't because of the back, honestly. I've heard very mixed things about if the back should be perfect, if it shouldn't be, like, does it matter, or whatever. It wasn't because of that. It's because the Aida cloth that I purchased for it, really, it is not good for this project because of the color. It's too light, so there's a lot of, like, white accents in it that you can't see. Why did the light get so bad? It's very, like, shadowy. Let me see. Is that better? I hope so. Okay, we're gonna pretend it is. If it isn't, I'm sorry, guys. I just want to really podcast for you guys. So, here it is. It is the Halloween Town by the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery, I think is what it's called. I think it's called the Halloween Town. It's a mess on the back. I'm not even going to show you. But you can see right there, in between the black on the top of the bakery, there's like white, and it's really not showing at all. Like, it's like right here. And so I'm like, I don't want to put in all this work into this thing for it to not come out perfect. So I actually ordered a linen, because I am extra and need to have the best for everything, apparently. As soon as I, like, kind of feel like I know what I'm talking about. I hate the lighting so much. I'm trying to think what we can do to fix this. Okay, why I didn't start from here in the beginning, I don't know, but the light is so much better. Hopefully you can see me better. I've lost my co-host. She's very upset about it. I'm literally just, like, face the other way. And she's right there, and she's just like, are you kidding? Really? Anyway, so I was talking about the Halloween Town thing. Grab it, it's right here. I have the dogs here. It's just a big old mess. It's all their fault. Okay, so now you can hopefully really see it. The white, I couldn't see it well enough, and it just made me unhappy. So I decided to buy the correct linen, and I really want to get better at cross-stitch before I attempt this one again, because it is my, like, absolute favorite. I just think it's the cutest thing I've ever seen. So I'll come back to it. It was a learning experience, which I'm grateful for. Then I started this one. These are all by the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery, by the way. They are very much my aesthetic. And I actually bought the kit for this one, so it's, like, nicer. Some of the floss is hand-dyed, which makes a big difference, I've learned. The fabric itself is hand-dyed, and the feel of it's so much nicer. But I messed up on the color, so I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do. So this is what I started on. Let me see if I can get it close so you guys can see it. So this is the Storytime sampler, and this is the center square, or this is like one of the center squares, and the castle should actually be in a way lighter pink, and then the tops should be this color, and I just read the pattern wrong. So I'm thinking about just leaving it as is and going over the top parts with like a darker color and just modifying it a little bit, because I really don't want to start over. And I would have to basically undo all of the white, all of that red, and then the white that's even a little bit down here, the cloud that's starting. I don't know if that'll show. There we go. So, but it's beautiful. So I'll probably go back to it in a little while. I just needed a break from it, a mental break, because I didn't even think about using, like, just leaving it that color and changing the top part until like a day ago. Because I was so frustrated by it. But since then, I have been working on this one, and this is the Fibery Friends sampler, I believe. And I was doing some research about the samplers because I was kind of curious, and you can't really see the letters, but they're there. Some of them are D, E, F, M, N. I just started there. I wanted to go up. My plan is to keep going all the way up to the top where there's like a little heart, and then start working my way like straight down across a little bit more. I just think that'll look better. But I just wanted to get it started. But, so the story behind it is that, I guess, like, in olden days, part of women's education was to learn embroidery, and the, like, culmination of their efforts, from my understanding, and I could be completely wrong, but from my understanding, the culmination of their efforts is supposed to be like their, I'm trying to think of the word, their, I know exactly what word I want, but I can't remember what it is. Basically like their thesis. It's not their thesis, but there's another word for it. It was to finish a sampler, and the sampler was to like show what their interests were, show where their passions lied. And so I thought that was really cool. And since I love fiber, obviously I love yarn, I love knitting, I thought it would be kind of cool to do that one. So I started it. Is the linen that I picked a little dark? Yes. But do I care that much? No. Because the letters, you can still see them. It didn't show as much, I don't think, on the camera, but like looking at it right here from the side, I can see them. They're just very subtle, which I kind of like, and everything else pops. And actually, this part right here, this section, it's supposed to be dark blue, but I couldn't see it on the thing, so I just went with a different color. I went with actually one of the colors from the Halloween sampler. So working on this, obsessed with it. I love this needle minder. I found it on Etsy. If you search needle minder, it'll be one of the first one that pops up, but I love it. I think it is so cute. So I've been working on this one. It's taking me a lot to get used to working on linen. It's very different than working on Aida, and I'm still friggin' learning how to work on Aida. So that's been super fun. My mom and I are both starting to cross stitch. She used to cross stitch for a really long time and always felt it was too hard to teach me when I was younger. I realized my mom isn't a teacher, which is okay, but I realized that's what it is. So I think I like thought it was super hard because I was like, oh my god, if my mom can't even teach me, like it, you know. But it's not that bad. So if it's something you're interested in, just try it. There's a really good Craftsy class. I think it's like cross stitch beyond the basics, or it might be, I don't know, something about cross stitch. So it's the only cross stitch one there. Very informative. I've learned a lot watching it. And then also just on YouTube, just searching cross stitch has taught me a lot about it. So I definitely recommend that. I guess next we will go into my stash enhancements, which there's a lot. There's a lot of a haul that's coming your way. Most of this has been before. It's not the most recent haul. Oh god, sorry guys. I'll move. Most of it isn't the most recent haul. Hi, Belle. Leave me alone. Leave me alone, please. You're just right there and you have to be touching me, I know, but I'm trying to record this so I can be done with it. Okay? I wish you guys could see her face. Let me grab it. So, most of this is not brand new stash. The things that have been purchased more recently, well, I guess there was one thing that was like just over a month ago, probably. Everything else that I've gotten more recently has been like clubs. Belle, go that way. Go that way. Okay, so I'll just start from the top and work my way down. So the first yarn, and it got like unraveled kind of, and I don't know really how to fix it. But I guess I can do this. We'll see if that works. Let's see. Oh, whatever. This is by Sweet Sparrow Yarns. It's in her Hedwig colorway. I had her custom dye it on her Stellina base for me because I love Stellina, as you all know. It's in this cute gobstopper. I don't know when I'll use this, but I just felt like I needed to have it because I love Hedwig from Harry Potter. And I've been wanting to try Julie's yarn for a while, and it is so pretty. It's very opposite of how I dye yarn. It's very subtle, very muted, very controlled, and I love that about it. And it's very squishy. So I got this one. Very quick shipping. 100% I recommend it. She is the sweetest person. I love it. So I got Hedwig. We'll start filling up behind me. I got a couple of Wool and Vine because when Wool and Vine comes out with the color that you love, you purchase it and do everything you can to purchase it, and then you get excited and you make 2 purchases because you have it there and you want to do it. So I got this yarn, which is it's a misfit, so it's like a one of a kind, or it's not a non-repeatable colorway, called Jawbreaker, which I saw this and I dyed. It was just so perfect to me, and I wanted a sweater's quantity because Lord knows I would wear it, but I was only able to snag one skein, and this is on her blitzed base. You can kind of see the sparkle there. I love this so much. Just so happy. So I got one skein of that, but then because I needed a sweater's quantity, because obviously I don't have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, probably sweaters, quantities of yarn. You know, I needed another one, of course. And I actually got one that I've been wanting for a really long time. I didn't know that I wanted it on a, I'm sorry about the crinkling, kind of. I didn't know that I wanted it on it for a sweater, but nah, I do. And once I saw it in person, I was like, oh my god, yes I do. Thank god I bought it. It is Outlander. Also on the blitzed base, so it'll be a sparkly sweater someday. What can I say? It's beautiful. God, do I love this color. I am so excited. I got 5 skeins of it. It'll be a fingering weight sweater. I may use the So Faded pattern again and just do it all one color. I may use the Tin Can Knits Flax Light. I may do a cardigan. I will hopefully do a cardigan. The idea of purling that much kind of stresses me out, but I think the result would be worth it. So I got this, which I love. The rest of these are going to be in no actual order. Just know that going into this, because some of them I kind of know when I got them, some of them I don't. So I guess I'll do these. These are the club ones. So I joined 2 clubs that I was really excited to join. One was the Republic of Wool Club, and the other was the Hedgehog Fibers Club. I'll start with the Hedgehog Fibers. I've gotten 2 shipments in. So I am part of the Cashmere Merino Club. I don't know what weight this is. I believe that it is lace weight, even though I'm hoping it's not. If any of you know, please let me know in the comments. So I have 2 of them thus far, and they send you 2 50-gram skeins. I have Comet and I have Heirloom. I'll get out one of each so you can see them. The softness is on a whole other level. The loftiness is on a whole other level. I don't even know how to explain it to you guys. But this is Comet. You can see it doesn't even want to stand up. That's how like airy it is. It's beautiful. It has a nice halo to it already. I love this color. So it has 2 of those. So this is 50 grams. Don't fall. And then Heirloom is very different for Hedgehog, if you ask me. No one asked me, but I'm going to tell you anyway. This is Heirloom. So as you can see, it's a very neutral with just like pops of very heirloomy colors. Very like 70s colors, if you ask me. So super pretty. Very into it. Again, I don't know what the weight is. As soon as I figure it out, I'll figure out what this project's going to be. I think I have another month coming. I think it's a 3-month club. Pretty sure. So I'll have a total of 300 grams that I can do something with. And then the other club that I joined is from Republic of Wool, which I love Michelle and her dyeing. And I've gotten 1 skein thus far. I'm just on her, I think it's her, yeah, her twist fingering, just her regular twist. This is Aloha. Guys, stop. Just stop. I can't. It is so beautiful. There's like these like pink, like the magenta pinks on a mint base with these like rusted colors. Oh my god, I am so happy with this. This will be something beautiful someday soon. Love. So I got that. And then I have one more thing that I didn't buy in person, and then we'll go into the things I bought in person when I was in Seattle. Because I know I've had a couple of people ask me what I bought. So this was for Easter that I did not get to knitting. Again, like I told you guys, I lost my sock mojo really bad, so this will be for next year, I think. This is by Jinx Yarn. It is her Easter egg self-striping colorway. It is on her Glitz sock, which is 75% merino, 20% nylon, 5% stellina. I'm not going to get it out of the bag because I haven't yet. It's just a pastel self-striping that I think is so pretty. So one of these days I will use it. Very excited. So I got that, and now everything else that I got in person in Seattle, which Seattle was amazing. I would love to move there. If my company had a location there, 100% I would move. They do, but it's not like an active location. They're not like major hiring for there, but I have like a little job agent set up at work for leadership positions that open in Washington, because the dream. So I went to 2 yarn shops. One I went to, I can't remember the name of either of them, unfortunately. But one I went to, it was like northwest of downtown. And I only got one skein of yarn, and this is one that I've actually wanted for a really long time. And I saw it there, and I was like, oh, I can't pass it up. And it is this one. I can't pronounce it. It's by Madeline Tosh. It's on the Twist Light, which is 75% wool, or merino, 25% nylon, fingering weight, 420 yards. It is Albiquio, probably. Fun fact, I actually have her swatch of this from her website on my wallpaper on my work laptop. Because I just love the colors. And I like how calming it is. So I got a skein of that. I was going to buy other skeins, and I stopped myself because I wanted to go to another store. Very glad I did. Not because I don't like Madeline Tosh. We all know my love for Madeline Tosh. But I found a dyer that I had heard of before, kind of, but never had seen the yarn in person and fell head over heels. So I got 4 skeins because, again, that's what I do. They're all different because, of course. So this was my favorite of them. This is Black Trillium Fibers. Her lilt sock, which is 85% superwash merino, 25 or 15% silk. Wow, I didn't realize that. This is the black opal colorway. I can't. I literally can't. This color is so beautiful. Again, I don't know what it's going to be, but it's going to be something amazing. And then I got... The rest of them are just... Right? Yeah. The rest of them are all 75-25. They're on her Marilyn sock. This is Thundercloud. Guys, shut up. I can't. You can hear the dogs probably in the background. This color is just so pretty. It has like deep blues and purples and that like deep mustard with like browns, and oh, so pretty. And then I got this one, which is her color Oz, which I was so drawn to for obvious reasons. This could honestly be a So Faded in itself, easily. And then the last one I got is her Modern Tweed. Yes. It's on the same base the Maryland sock. Look at this. A gray with just some beautiful splatterings of color. I love this thing so much. So, I got those. And then I got one Regia sock because I've been wanting to try a Regia sock for so long. And I don't love how it feels, which I've heard a lot of people agree with. But it just looks so fun that I just had to try it. And this is part of the Arnie and Carlos color collection, I think. In the Farbe. I don't know if that's the colorway. I'll show you guys. This is the yarn. And then this is what it says on it. If you guys... Is that upside down? Yes. Here you go. You may have to flip that backwards, I'm sorry, but... So it's 75% virgin wool, 25% polyamide. Polyamide, I don't know how you pronounce it. Excited to try it eventually. Again, when my sock mojo comes back, it'll be a good one to just have on the go. And I have one more item, but I don't know where I did with it. It's like the cutest bag. It has llamas on it. It's fine. You guys know I buy a lot of project bags, but I actually have not bought one since that. And I bought a Mrs. Brown's tote bag that's over there, and I don't want to grab it, but it's super cute. I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet, but I have it. So other than that, I guess I'll go into a little bit of personal, or like rambling stuff. Let me just get my tea so I can have a sip because I'm thirsty. Okay. Still moderately warm. So, let's see. What can I tell you guys? So, back in February, I started a new role with the same company. I am now a supervisor over a sales department, or a sales team, I should say. Having a lot of fun. I'm over an in-language unit, so it's a Spanish-speaking unit, which has been awesome. It's really cool to feel like I'm giving back to my community and to like my customers, if I would say. So it's been really, really fun. I love the people I work with. My team is really awesome. My leadership is really good to me. Very supportive. I've learned that I work really well with minimal direction and just kind of figure it out. The moment that, like, I'm given that trust of, you can do it, I trust you, I flourish, and I've gotten a lot of that. So it's been a really, really good experience. Um, but as a result of that, so my hours have shifted dramatically, I would say. I'm working evenings, PM, not overnights, not super late either, but, I go in like 10, not 10, like 11, 12, get out like 7:30, 8:30, around there. It's been very different. It's been very different to be salaried, where I am like able to work all the time. I'm able to be on my emails whenever I want to, so I can handle things. That's been really nice. It's been an adjustment for us. I'll say that, for Noah and I, because for a while we were carpooling because we were in the same department, so we had same hours. So now there's been that kind of shift, and I will say it's not a forever home for me in terms of the department, but I do love it, and I'm having a really good time and learning so much about the role, about leadership, but also a lot about myself. I'm learning a lot about how I tick, about the things that stress me out, about the things that make me thrive, all that kind of stuff. So it's been a really, really good learning experience. Other than that, I'm trying to think what else I can tell you guys. There's a big surprise coming for Noah. I'm 99.99% sure he's not going to watch this podcast, and he's not home. So I feel like I could give it away, but I'm not going to, just for the rare off chance that he does decide to watch the podcast, which would be weird. But yeah. But I should say that with the fact that I am working so much and working different hours, my yarn dyeing has very much gone to the wayside, unfortunately. I love dyeing yarn. I actually dyed some Friday, which I can show you. I showed you one of the skeins, the one I did Noah's hat on, but I did a couple of others that I can show you really quickly. But it's fallen to the wayside, and really, I think, if I'm being, like, honest with you guys and deep with you, the fact that I wasn't overly successful in dyeing yarn, in terms of like popularity and such, I think it really deterred me, which is awful. And I know that that's not how it should work. It should work that should like push me to work harder. But I'm just being honest with you guys. I'm human, And so I think that it feels like I'm in a black hole of like not being able to get myself out there how I should. And I'm not the best at networking anyway, especially like for myself in this sense. So that's kind of fallen by the wayside. I love dyeing yarn though, so it's really hard for me to say that, because then I'm not saying I'm never gonna sell again, and I'm not saying that I won't sell what I have, because I still have skeins of yarn that I want to sell, because I put like work into them and I'm very proud of them and I want to see them out there in the world. But it's just been a thing. So really, if there's any yarns that you've seen that I've posted like on Instagram or I've shown on here that I've said that I've dyed, if you're interested in any of them, tell me, because then I can either reload the shop or I can do like private sales or whatever. We'll figure it out. But I'll show you actually really quickly. I'll show you the yarn. So I think I'm going to do 99.9% sure I'm going to do the Hoki Locatelli Mystery Knit Along for the wrap that she's doing. This, I can't remember, 4 corners. No, starting point wrap, I think is what it's called. And so I've dyed 4 colors. The last one I think is either going to be a nude, or I'm going to dye it in the next couple of days, or have Noah dye it as a present for me. Let me show you what I have thus far. So like I said, I have 4 of the colors. Okay, so these are the ones I've dyed thus far. 2 of them are on my yak base. The other 2 are on Selena. So these are them. So this is obviously going to be the darkest color, the second darkest, the third color, and then this is the variegated color, and I just need the lightest color, which I know that this has a lot of white in it, but yeah. And I don't have names for the colors because really it's more for me. If anyone wants any of them, let me know because I can dye them up for you. This one's coming off a lot more blue on camera than it is in person. It's a very greeny turquoise. It has a lot of not variegation, but has a lot of tonality to it. You can kind of see through here that there's like a lot of like whiter areas, which I really wanted. I tried to, and right here you can see like some of the green. There. And I don't know why on camera it's coming off as like a very stark contrast, but it's not. It's such a beautiful like variation of color. I wanted it a little bit lighter than what it turned out at, if I'm being honest, but I'll still use it because I love it. And then I dyed this one, which I dyed on my yak base. Just a very simple turquoise. And then I dyed this one, the first time ever using my black dye. It came out a lot less even than I'd expected, but I love how it turned out, actually. I think this is good. If I were to make this color again, I'd call it Smokestack. And then I would call this, I don't know what I'd call this. Or the other two, I really don't know. But I wanted to do something different, something out of my comfort zone, at least for a couple of the colors. So that's why I went with this like dark charcoal and then this corally white color, just to switch it up, because these colors are very much my comfort zone, the other two. And I had thought about switching out one of them for this. Let me see. For this, that's a lot of color, I feel. Am I wrong? Maybe like switching out this one for that. I don't know. I'll play around with it. This one I dyed up forever ago, a sweater's quantity of it for, obviously for a sweater, but I've never used it. But it's an MCN base, so it's really pretty. But I like the mixture of textures, the yak, the Selena, the, I may use like I have one that's just like 100% superwash merino. I may use that for the other one. But, yeah. Other than that, I think that's all I have to talk about, really. I am getting ready to start the mystery knit along, considering doing the Excuse Me shawl in the near future, and everything else, just trying to get stuff off my needles that I have. So with that, I'm going to say bye. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I know it was not a short episode, but I did have a lot to go over with you guys, and I really appreciate all the support you guys have given me and asked me where I've been. It means a lot. So hopefully this will be the start of recording more regularly. Unfortunately, the one comment I got on the last one was that more Noah, he's not here today. It's easier for me if I record by myself sometimes. I hope you guys don't mind too much. I know he doesn't because he hates me on camera. But anyway, so with that, I will say have a good day or a good night wherever you guys are. Keep knitting and keep doing you. Have a good one, guys. Bye.